Our discussion tonight has got Sam Mogale, who's the CEO of Malesela, Sam Mogale Business Enterprise, and Eve Dmochowska. Actually, I spoke to Eve first. I was like, Eve, how do I pronounce your surname? She said, okay, no, just forget about this. So it's Dmochowska. She's the founder of the Medical Aid Bible. Sam, I'm really proud of what you've done with your life, my brother.
Thanks a lot.
No, thank you. What do you do?
Well, basically, I do ICT consulting. I consult for SMMEs to national government departments and basically parastatals and banks, financial institutions. And then I also develop mobile apps.
Oh, you also develop mobile apps. Now, a lot of young people come up with ideas all the time, every day. Now, let's talk about the science and technology space. I mean, obviously, we'd use some of the prominent examples that are out there right now of what has just happened, which is groundbreaking and game-changing in a lot of ways, as far as the Vodacom issue with the gentleman who created the Please Call Me solution. And he's actually just won the case against a giant. How does a young person come up with an idea that is original and protected?
Well, basically, you must research your stuff. You must know your stuff, and then you must register it. Something like Facebook, you go register facebook.com, you own the IP. Then you go all over the globe, and you say facebook.co.za.co.uk, and all the Facebooks, they must be registered under your name. Afterwards, you own the IP.
But how do I do that if I'm a young person? I cannot afford lawyer fees or registration. I don't have the information. I mean, is there a place that I can go to that is a one-stop shop that can take me through this process? Because a lot of advice a lot of young people get is just go to a lawyer that you know.
Mm-hmm. You can go to institutions like CEDA, and then the DTI, the Department of Trade and Industry, then they can assist you there.
Okay. All right, and have you, so some of the work that you guys develop under your, I'm sure you've got like app developers.
Yes.
Young people, you obviously empower young people.
Yes.
So what are some of the agreements that you have with these young people? Whatever they develop, you own, or what?
Well, when they come into my company, we got an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. They sign an NDA, and then afterwards I give them a contract. Then I'll send them to a client that needs their skills, and then the client will pay them a salary, and then they'll work at the client. And if it's in-house development, then obviously it's the same process, an NDA, then a contract, then they develop a solution. Afterwards, the IP belongs to the developing company. The company that pays the salary.
Okay, so they got into the business knowing that whatever they develop belongs to the company and they get paid a salary because you're obviously paying for those services.
Yes, yes.
So as a company, how do you protect yourself?
I have a completely different viewpoint on this.
You're in the medical space, by the way, yeah?
I'm not really in the medical space, I'm more in the startup space.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So to me, I'm in the space of innovation, where things move really fast, there are opportunities that we see everywhere, people grab them. What you find is people have the same or a similar idea, more than one person at the same time, and they go ahead and they develop it. They talk to investment for investment opportunities, etc., etc. And the advice that is often given is don't worry about your IP in the startup stage. Rather, come up with an idea and make it work. Focus on making it work. Because as soon as you make it work, you're going to be able to just advance further and further, faster and faster. The moment you start bogging yourself down with an IP for an idea that perhaps you haven't even proven to the market yet, it's not in the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship. Yeah. And be prepared that your ideas will be copied. Absolutely, and they will. So you have Uber, but you also have Lyft. You had MySpace, but then you also had Facebook. Just because...
You have Red Bull, so now you've got more fire.
There you go, there you go. And very often it is not the company that's first to market that's going to be the big one. I think Google was the 13th search engine. And it's because they focused on their company and they focused on their innovation and their mission and what it is that they wanted to accomplish, and they went ahead with that. They are the market leaders in search right now.
But she just said, don't worry about protecting your idea, focus on making it work. But what if it does work? Haven't I done the basics correctly to protect it?
Well, basically, I'll go back to the idea of Google. There was Yahoo, and the guys who started Google, they were working for Yahoo. Then when they were working at Yahoo, they had so many files to encounter and index for Yahoo, they developed an engine to index that, and that became their IP, that became Google. So you see, there were other search engines, Alta Vista, Lycos, but they all died with the first internet boom. The second internet boom came, then Google listed 10 years after, and it grew. So you must make your idea work. Whether somebody's going to steal it is irrelevant. Yes, people are going to steal it, but then you must make it work.
But you must make it work and protect it at the same time.
I think, how are you going to protect a concept or an idea? I don't even think that you can protect it.
I trademarked my Morfire. I patented my formula, and obviously went into the market and tried to make it work.
So, but we're talking about ideas. So let's take Uber, for instance, right? Uber has an idea that they're going to have an app that allows you to call a car and deliver you to wherever it is that you want to go. They can patent it, I suppose, but the concept, I don't think the concept is patentable. The technology behind it might be.
Oh, yes. And the brand that you might attach to it. You can trademark and protect.
Sure.
But then,
just because you had Red Bull doesn't mean that nobody else can come up with an energy drink ever again.
I understand.
It doesn't
I understand where
like
you're coming from.
It doesn't
Wow.
work like that.
Interesting.
So don't worry about people stealing your idea. In fact, what's often said is encourage people to steal your idea because competition and the more players there are in the market,
the better
for the industry to grow and for the market to become aware of what is possible. And if you're good and if you're meant to win and if you prevail, you probably will. And if you don't, then you won't. Most of the VCs in the States will not sign an NDA. They won't, because an idea is not worth anything. And probably, and they will tell you that the chances of them seeing something original that they haven't seen before, almost zero.
Almost zero.
Almost zero. The idea is, can you make it work?
Ladies and gentlemen, Dmochowska, founder of Medical Aid Bible, and my old but tertiary friend and peer, Sam Mogale, whom I'm really, really proud of him. He's done very well. CEO of Malesela, Sam Mogale Business Enterprise.